What's going on, guys? Welcome back to some more Edge of Eternity Standard here on the channel, and today I'm going to be bringing you a deck that I actually tried a little bit during early access to no avail. There was a little bit of success, and the sort of the warp archetype I definitely showed a little bit of promise, and I feel like there is something within that space that could be very good. And it just so happens, first MTGEOE challenge with a brand new set dropped, and this particular deck list took 9th place in that challenge, so just narrowly missing out on top 8. Want to give a big shout out to DB_Dykman, aka Steven Dykman, who you can find on Twitch, I believe, at The Swish Gaming. So be sure to go check out Steven's stream. He's a very good player and a very good streamer, and he cooked up this really sweet-looking blue-white warp deck list. So let's talk about some new cards, shall we? This deck would not be possible without something like Quantum Riddler. So this is a card from the new set with the new mechanic Warp. So the concept of Warp is it basically gives you a little bit of a discount on the creature, but you only get it in play temporarily. So for 2 mana, you can warp this, put it into play, get the trigger, so when it enters, draw a card, as long as you have 1 or fewer cards in hand. If you would draw cards, you draw that many cards plus 1 instead. So this is pretty good. If say you only have 2 cards left, this is one of them. You warp it for 2 mana, you draw 2 cards. Now, at its face value, 2 mana for just something that draws a card and then goes away end of turn may not be the best idea. But when you pair it with enough ways to flicker it, so remove it from play and then return it to the battlefield, which this deck has quite a few of, you can sort of cheat the cost on that, where you're paying 2 mana to get the trigger off of Riddler. You get a cheap discount on it, and then you exile it and return it. When it goes to the end step, the trigger, because it's a new object and new permanent, the trigger would no longer resolve. So you just get to keep the Quantum Riddler in play. So as far as ways that we have to blink our creatures, 4 Splash Portal, which is very simple, 1 mana sorcery, exile, return it to the battlefield. Charming Prince, 2 mana 2/2. It does have a little bit of extra utility, and this is cool because if you're a little bit too flush on ways to blink creatures, you can sort of use the Charming Prince as a setup tool, where you can play the Charming Prince, scry 2, dig a little bit deeper to try and find that big payoff, and then inevitably, once you find the big payoff, then you have the Charming Prince can also blink it. It can exile a creature, return it to the battlefield at the beginning of the next end step. We also have Fortune, Loyal Steed. 3 mana 2/4, when it enters scry 2, you can saddle it for, it only has saddle 1, so basically anything will saddle this. And then if it attacks while saddled, you can, at end of combat, you can exile the Fortune and a creature that saddled it. So a very natural curve is you play Fortune on turn 3, you warp the Riddler on turn 4, then, attack with Fortune, end of combat, exile both of them, you're good to go from there. And then the last card we have to blink here is Twining Twins, which is an adventure card for the 2 mana half of Swift Spiral. It's an instant. You exile a non-token creature and return it to the battlefield at the beginning of the next end step. Notably, this is not only target your stuff. You'll notice that every other one of these effects, Splash Portal, Prince, and Fortune, only flicker your own stuff. So Twins can be used as a pseudo removal spell, specifically against creatures that gains +1/+1 counters. I can think of a very specific Izzet creature that gains a lot of counters and makes some amount of mana. I can't quite exactly put my tongue on it as far as the name, but very good against that stuff. And the mono green Landfall deck puts a lot of counters as well. So we have 16 ways to blink. We have the 4 Quantum Riddlers. Another warp card that we're playing here is Anticausal Vestige. Funny story about this one. I read this and the name of it for the first time, and I kid you not, I thought it said Anti-Casual Vestige, so that's not what it is. He doesn't hate the casual players. But this thing you can warp for 4 mana, and when it leaves the battlefield, you draw a card, then you can put a permanent with mana value less than or equal to the number of lands you control onto the battlefield. So a very important thing about Twins is that it's also just a 4 mana 4/4 Flying Vigilance Ward 1, which is pretty insane for, if you showed a 4 mana 4/4 Flying Vigilance Ward 1 to people in the year 2005, they would never believe that this was a card that you could print. But what's cool about it is you kind of want some 4 mana creatures to put into play off of Vestige, because natural curve, again, is you go turn 3 Fortune, turn 4, tap your 4 mana, warp the Vestige, use the Vestige to saddle the Fortune, attack, flicker both of them. But you only have 4 lands in play, so you can't put the Riddler into play on turn 4 or Elspeth. So you need some powerful 4-drops, and that's where the Twins, being a modal card of a flicker card, but also a 4-mana 4/4 flyer, and also Beza, just a very good card, and turns out pretty good to flicker and return to the battlefield. And then last but not least, we have a couple of Elspeths here, just sort of at the top of the curve to help you go over the top of people. Turns out Vestige is also just a 7/5, so when you put a counter on it and give it flying, it does tend to kill them pretty quickly. And then some removal spells here, a couple of Seam Rips, and 4 copies of Get Lost. The one thing that I will mention, which is sort of the elephant in the room, is the mana base, because Blue-White's mana, if you didn't know this, is not great. It lost a Pain land and a Fast land, and it gained, checks notes, nothing. So we're playing some lands that we maybe wouldn't want to play otherwise, like 4 Archive and 4 Fabled Passage, along with 4 Starting Towns, just to make sure we have enough dual lands. So if you're a little bit squeamish about mana bases, I would highly recommend maybe avoiding Azuria, Celestia, or Rakdos, at least until maybe the beginning of 2026. And then quickly touching on the sideboard here, we have a couple more Seam Rips and some Elspeth Smite for cheap removal. Annul is fantastic against a lot of the blue-red decks because they're very artifact and enchantment heavy. Additional copy of Beza, Graveyard Hate, some counter spells, and a little bit more Graveyard Hate down here as well. So again, very clean looking list with this whole warp, I think the more explosive draws involving stuff like Splash Portal and Fortune on Curve. You can do some really, really fast and sort of busted stuff with this deck. So very excited for the future of the Warp archetype. And there's only one thing left to do, is see how we do in the games. So I'll see you back here in just a little bit for round number 1. But like the Twins is obviously a lot better in this version because we're playing the Vestige, right? And we need more 4-drops to put into play on turn 4 with the Vestige. Oh, Cryptic Code. I mean, I think Cryptic Code is good in like decks that have Repurposing Bay and can utilize the artifact synergy, but just like a card like playing it face up for value, not sure if it's that good. A Sand's kind of nice. It is good in the Cloud decks. I don't know if those decks can be playable with the mana base we currently have, though. I mean, I I am playing a blue-white deck, but I feel like my mana base, my mana constraints are a little bit different than the blue-white Cloud deck that's trying to play like Cloud and a bunch of 1-mana blue cards. You know, it's just kind of tough. Seam Rip. Yeah, good luck getting double white on turn 2. Just not possible. We have sorcery, land, creature. Okay, do you think my opponent can beat a 4/6 flyer? Taylor Pratt, thank you for the 12-month resub. Welcome back. Adds match indeed. Okay, 4/6 flyer coming in. Keen-eyed Curator. Guess we just go Fortune here, right? Fetch first. Fortuna. Beza time. I kind of want the tokens off Beza. And I just want to dig for another flicker. Can I attack here? Creature, land, sorcery. They can... Theoretically, they can't get to 4 types off of this. Yeah, I think attacking is fine, right? It's kind of risky. Nah, let's just no attack. I think it's too risky. If they have like a 1-mana instant, maybe they can get 4 types onto Curator. Like untap land, 1-mana instant, then go from there. That is the fourth type. Ooh. This does put the permanent into play tapped, which is kind of awkward. Are we blocking with Riddler anyways? I think so. So what happens if I attack with Fortune? They just double block with these two. They kill the Fortune, but at least flicker the Riddler. I mean, I could just play a 5-mana Riddler. Isn't that just better? And not losing the Fortune here? I think that's actually just better. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of weird, right? Because, like, again, if I go warp the Riddler, tap the Riddler, attack with Fortune, they just eat the Fortune for free, right? That's just lethal, right? 10, 13. Lethal. I don't see any reachers over there. Okay. Yeah, that was a weird one. Why not warp in the Vestige? Because if I warp in the Vestige, it puts the Riddler into play tapped. And I wanted the Riddler to be able to block that turn. That's the unfortunate thing about Vestige, is it does put the permanent into play tapped. So if you're trying to set up a block that turn, you can't do that with Vestige. Rip. Assume Smite's good against them. Flanker, Beza. The hell do we cut against them? Elspeth probably kind of mid. Can, like, shave one of these. Do I just have too much removal? Try something like this, maybe? Just go lower to the ground? Yeah, I'll try that. Yeah, the Vestige would have been untapped, which is good. Let's try it. This might be a little sketchy. Perhaps might be a little sketchy. Wanted to see if they could play Seed to stay alive. Nah. You ain't gotta worry about the Seed of Cope anymore. Seed of Cope no longer allowed. The Delirium players have to cope with other stuff. I did build a version of Delirium last night that was more artifact focused. That looked kind of good. And it was playing with the Rust Harvester. The one that you can exile cards from your graveyard. I thought that thing looked kind of good. It's like playing Rust Harvester, the 1-mana 2/2, the 1-mana 2/2 Reach. I was thinking about playing the 1-mana 1/1 that you can tap a permanent to make a mana, but I'm not sure if that card's actually good enough. But just like more artifact focus to give you more double types for Delirium sounded kind of cool. It's a 1/2. Is it? I thought it was a 1/1. It's a lot of damage, bro. I ain't attacking. No chance I'm attacking. Chandra. The old Chandi. They're just sending it? Okay. Okay. Yeah, they're sending it, alright. Okay. Notably, they still don't have Delirium, by the way. I guess I'll do this. Draw a card. I feel like I maybe should be gaining life here, but this is too good. The value is too strong. What did I just watch happen? My opponent conceded the game live on stream. They do have one card in there, though. It could be anything. It could be literally anything. Okay. Okay, one down. Is Ancient Tomb legal? No. They banned Ancient Tomb and Strip Minded Historic. Probably for the better, if I had to guess. It's a lot of tap lands, dog. I mean, I'm not going to mulligan. Chat, what do you think about Beza? I feel like it's bad in this hand. I'm gonna ship this. Someone bet 300k? Jesus Christ. I did say go all in. And you are listening to me by going all in, so I appreciate that, you know. I can at least respect that. No way they're playing Burn with those sleeves. Yeah, I guess base is not great against Unisleeves. What avatar is this? I don't like this song. I do like this song. Esper. Oh, this is probably that Esper deck that 5-0'd. The one that, what's it called? The one that McNamara 5-0'd with. It's basically just blue-black with Voice and Seam Rip, for the most part. The Dimir players didn't find a good 1-mana removal spell, so they said, fuck it, we're splashing white, you know? Which I respect. I get it, you know? And Voice is also a messed up 2-drop. Dude, Voice has to be insane in the Dimir mirror match. Warp. I feel like we are in an advantageous position. Something tells me that we are in a good spot. Your turn. Your turn. I pass. Could just do it again next turn. Dude, this deck is fucking nice. God damn. I mean, looks better when they miss a land drop, I guess, but... Ooh. That is not the land you want to draw after you miss a land drop. Rip. Rip indeed. Look, starting town is good, but... Turn 4, by the way, you know. That's a classic 4th turn problem. Doo-doo. What are they gonna do? Cut down my Riddler? Yeah. What are they gonna do? Seam rip my 4/6? Alright, what do you want to do against Dimir with Voice? What's the plan against Dimir? Like, I would guess... Seam rip... Yeah, I think it's just Seam rip, right? Is anything else good against them? I don't like counterspells, especially because they have Voice. Normally, I would board in Smite, but Smite is kind of heinous against Voice. But maybe I still need to board in Smite for the kitty cat. Let's try the Smites. Okay, like maybe 3 then. Honestly, the correct answer is probably somewhere in the ballpark of 3.5, right? It's like somewhere between 3 and 4 is the correct number. I think 2 is too low. Basically is what I'm getting at. I think 3 is more appropriate. Keep. Not that I think the Shocklands are like necessarily horrible designs, but I do think 2 is maybe a little too low. 1 life per color of mana. So what, for like a... Basically, you have a Triome, but you can pay 3 to make it come into play untapped. I would do that. Okay, I passed turn. I need you to play the game. I require you to play the game, opponent. Gonna need you to cast a spell. Well, I mean... Draw an untap blue. Untap blue. Untapped blue! May I have an untapped source of blue mana, please? No. Okay. Your turn. This is good, right? This is really good. Dude, you can't even say nice mana XDD. I just kept the two-lander and didn't draw my third land. It has nothing to do with my mana base being bad. That's completely different, you know what I mean? Alright, Liddy has returned from the shitter. I really could have used the free win this game, not gonna lie. Because we're not winning this game. Okay. Yeah. Shut up, Kaido. You fucking asshole. Huge. Alright, I yield. I yield. I quit. Cross land still instantly concedes. I feel like I'm not asking a lot. Hey, there we go. Holy shit, I got a third land? My goodness. Third land secured? They said it couldn't be done. Must be nice. Do. Meticulous Archive. Okay, I don't need land 4 just yet. Eventually, but not yet. Okay, okay, we gotta talk about this. You gotta cut that out, alright? You can just give me a couple spells here, that's fine. Or not. Surely next turn we'll draw a spell. And before never hitting land 5 ever. Oh, you must have never seen a stream before. Would you rather 60 lands or 60 spells? Depends on the format. I guess probably 60 spells, because DFCs. Was that an auto pass? I think it was. Alright. I mean, I'll draw a card. Opponent trolling. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Okay. Look, let's just say we were gonna win that game anyways. Alright, easy win. Okay. Chat, we need another warp card. Who is choose your fighter, Warp Edition. 2/3 when it enters, exile a non-assassin creature. How good is this? So this one's cool because you can warp it for 2, blink your own thing, and then flicker the stalker, get your own thing back, and then when it comes back, you kill one of their things. It's kind of cool, right? It's like a blink and a kill spell. How many of these you want to try? Like 2? 2 is probably good. So we have 10 warp guys. And then the blink effects, we have 4, 8, 12, 16. Okay, if you were to cut 2 of the blink effects, which 2 would you cut? I think 4 fortune is maybe a bit too much, because it is legendary, which is kind of awkward. I'm thinking Prince and Fortune. Or maybe Fortune and Twins. Twins is nice, though, because it is another body for Vestige, but if we're playing Stalker, then we have another good body to put into play off Vestige. Let's do 1 Twins, 1 Fortune for the 2 Stalkers. Now we have 14 blinks, 10 creatures, which is, I think, a little bit better. I do think I want to try like 1 more. We can keep the Bezas. What do you think about Elspeth in this deck? It's kind of random, isn't it? Feels weird. Like, it's obviously a powerful card, but I don't even know if we need it. I think we just send this. Just try some blight changes. Oh, wait, now they're here. Okay, no, go back. All right, chat, we have Alu. Keep, I think. It seems fine. It's a little slow, but... Uh-oh. I'm in danger. The Vocalist art is $100. I'd believe it. Twins is good in this matchup. It does seem like it's pretty good, right? I think I'm just going to kill the Tifa now. Tifa is a kill on sight. Well. Okay, should have let them have the Tifa. Should have let him cook a little bit more. Oh, please put that on top. Damn. Surely they don't have the 3rd Tifa, right? Surely they don't have the 3rd Tifa. Okay. Can ride my shoot buff. Ooh, no land? No, they do have a land. I am taking a lot of damage here, which is not ideal. This is next end step too, right? Okay. So my end phase, I twine the Chocobo. Then next turn, we probably just play a 4/6. Just warp. Oh, I guess there's no reason not to warp, right? Well, the reason is hold up the other twins, but yeah. It's probably better to just do this. Yeah. Okay. I did go -1 card there. I don't know. There's like maybe some weird situation where they like go Hydra fetch lane and I want to twins the Hydra in their end step, but probably not, right? No, because this puts it into play tapped. So yeah, let's just play this. 4/6 flyer. Good news is that Mossborn Hydra does not have haste. That is the good news. Okay, so they're hellbent. I feel pretty good about this game. Especially if they fetch main phase. Why are they fetching main phase? Are they just going to go on the Hydra? Surely not. Yeah, at that sweet F6 value. We're playing Arena. That would be the shift enter value. We're just going all in on the Hydra. Bro, what is happening? Literally, what is happening right now? I guess I have used 2 Get Losts, yeah. It's extremely unlikely I have one more removal spell in my deck. Twins MVP this game. Honestly, yeah, the Twins was really nice this game. Okay. Now, theoretically, I could still lose this game. Right? What's a fetch land? So, if they do it correctly, they go fetch, counter, priority, fetch, counter, that'd be 3, 6, 12. So this would be 12 with a single fetch land. Okay, let's go combat. Attack with both. Trying to think if I want to... Do I want to draw 2 off the portal? 6, 7. Because I can go Warp Vestige, play land, Portal the Riddler. I would have 2 mana left over with 1 card in hand. I think that's worth it. Right, the downside is I wouldn't be able to play the Twins this turn. It's kind of close. I don't really need to play the Twins, though, right? Portal the Vestige is just better. No, because this would draw 2, right? You know what I mean? Right? So if I do Vestige... Because now, if I Portal the Vestige, I only get 1 draw. Whereas if I Portal this, I get 2 draws. I think the second draw is more important. I actually get 3, because this gets triggers into turn. So I get 3 draws this way. It doesn't really accomplish anything. No, it does, right? Okay, hold on, because this goes end phase. And then this thing, and this kills the Hydra. Okay, we figured it out. Streamer reading moment. What are you talking about? Oh, because even if I draw a card off the Vestige, it's still a second card with the Riddler. I see. Okay. I didn't realize that. I see what you're saying. I gotcha. Yeah, because the Riddler doesn't care about where you're drawing the card from. It just, like, that's a separate ability. Okay, I got it. It even works on draw for turn. Wait, does it? I guess it does say that. If you would draw 1 or more cards, you draw that many +1. This card is fucking broken. Jesus. All right, mono green Andy. Mono green Andy over there, huh? I cut one of the Vestiges. The Vestiges. Rip my seam. Rip my seam into pieces. These are my last pair of jorts. This is a weird ass hand. This is a weird ass hand. I mean, even if this hand draws a third land, is it good? I don't think it is. Honestly, better, I think. Okay. We have sideboarded into mono white control. This is a mono white control angle. Surely this will work out. Can we get... Dude, thank God for Seam Rip. Seam Rip just solved everything. Actually fixed the format. True! So true, bestie. So true. I mean, I get it. I've been there before, right? I'm with you, man. I'm with you. We'll draw third land with this hand. Is it an out of control deck? Perhaps. By the way, I just want to shout out, this is the greatest emote they've ever added to the client. It's just, like, there's nothing that's even close to this. This one's good, too. You know, obviously, because we're playing the Rizzler, so this one is totally appropriate. If I win, do I become world champion? No, I have to beat him twice. The Sleepy Hedron everyone spams, that one should be banned. That one should be banned in all countries. That emote is so toxic. I can't stand the Sleepy Hedron. Cactus Folk Sure Shot. Shahar just asked if you're Esper control. Come on, man. Chat, you and I both know I would never play a control deck. All right. Wish I could kill that, but there is a high likelihood that I'm gonna die next turn, but you know. So it goes. So it goes. Nothing I can do about it. I mean, I could do nothing with my turn and hold up Get Lost, but just never winning the game if I do that. They won't kill me this turn, right? Just simply we'll get one more turn. Okay, probably not getting a turn. Since when is Fresh Prince in Standard? That would be Foundations. Here's the thing you have to realize. Every single time you ask yourself the question of why is this card in Standard, 99% of the time, the answer is going to be Foundations. Spike, thank you for the raid. How you doing today? Hello, Spike Raiders. Playing some Edge of Eternity Standard. We are currently dying. We are very dead this game. I enjoy chat giving Shahara play-by-play. I am very dead. Okay, Well, Oppo is playing the best deck in the format, so there is that. How do we beat the best deck in the format? That is a really good question. These cards don't really do it. I guess I'll play Seamrip to try to kill elves, but like none of my other cards kill his 4/2. So Prage? What if anything can dethrone Is It? There's some contenders. The deck that our opponent's playing now, the Battlecrier combo deck, we played this deck yesterday and it felt really good. I was a big fan of it. Yeah, rotation and bans. And 3 new sets. Still the best deck. Sheem Rip. I guess I save everything. Blade with the deck tech. Need help with the sideboard and cutting a few cards. I can try that. I can try my best. Oh god, I got auto-tapped. I knew that was going to happen too. Thanks, Arena. Thank you, Arena. Very kind of you to auto-tap me there. Very, very kind of you to auto-tap me. Yep. I guess I kind of deserve that. I did save a life. Tap the stupid planes. The stupid planes. Did I just do it again? No. I'm just gonna pass. It's just a cycle, right? I could just cycle it next turn. Glad I bet every point I had on this one. Look, this isn't user error. This is just client error. You can't blame that on me, right? Are we dead? Good chance. I would say we're not. There's a very high likelihood that we are not alive. Nah, see, the shitty thing about the alt arts is you can't unlock them unless you buy the whole bundle. And like, I looked at the bundle for that has the alt art for the Riddler, and all the other ones in that bundle were kind of shit, so I didn't buy it. Hmm. These seam rips sure do look really good against them, huh? Okay, surely we find something to do off of this. Okay, that helps. I'm just gonna pass. You only have elves as a hit? Yeah, but like, I boarded out Elspeth, which I assume is also very bad against them. Guess I should have maybe killed the wagon on... Killed the wagon, or killed the Trailblazer on my turn. Because I did give him a free wagon crew. Yeah, that was kind of bad. Stupid wagon. Okay. We're crewing. We are crewing. We don't technically have to block if I get lost one of the wagons. But I'd prefer not to get lost one of the wagons. Do. Huh. Okay. Well, I think I'm literally just dead. Because if I kill a wagon, I guess I'm not technically dead. Kill wagon, block wagon. I'm not very alive, though. I'm not very alive. So we take 6, go to 6, and then trade for the wagon. Can't imagine I have outs here. That sure is not one of them. I feel like that game would have been a little different if I had not got auto-tapped, but, you know, it is what it is. I couldn't tell you what that number is. I can't give you an exact number. This hand's good. Actually, is it good? It's a lot of warp guys, but no blinks. Okay, there's the blink. I tend to just fire off the Seam Rips early against their stuff, because the longer you wait, the worse it is against the, longer you wait, the worse it is against fucking Curiosity. That is true, yeah. The warp guy is a blink, I guess. I'm mostly just complaining that I didn't draw Splash Portal, because I want to do it on turn 3 every time. We do kind of need to hit land 4, so let's try and do that. Or not. Well, yo, any lands? You got any of them there lands for me? Thank you. And then next turn we can just hardcast Stalker to kill the Preacher. Okay. The second time today I've seen someone playing blue-black mid-splash-white. Yeah, it was from a challenge. That's why people are playing it. Or maybe it wasn't a challenge. It was maybe a league dump, but somebody played it in a league, and that's why a lot of people are playing it. Very, very tricky. Well, I mean, we'll get the counterspell out of their hand, I guess. I feel like we're racing them. Yeah, I think we're racing them. Surely they don't have a copy of Enduring Curiosity this turn, right? That would never happen. Okay, perhaps this was maybe not a great idea to try and race them. I've now determined that we are going to be not racing them. I repeat, not racing. No longer racing. We're both at 11 too. That's so annoying. Okay, the hope is that they can just never kill this Elspeth. Which they probably can't kill it this turn, right? Or next turn. Or the turn after, for that matter. Land is not going to help. Give me a plus. Give me a plus. Well, now what do we do? Go to combat. I would assume... I mean, they're probably not even going to use the Drowner, right? Because they have that. Yeah, sure. Maybe we take a gamble on the Vestige. Yeah, I guess we could have minus the Elspeth to kill the Preacher. I didn't really consider that. Let's do this. Try to spike like something good off of this. Simply get it twisted. Simply just go ahead and get it twisted. Huge Vestige. Yep. That was good, right? Is that worth 4 mana? I feel like that was worth 4 mana. What did we do last time? We did Seam Rip and Smite, I think. I feel like the Elspeth just seems not very good against them. Like, I think I did this the last time. Let's try that. But the cool thing about Twins is that Twins is nice because it's a blink effect, but it's also a 4-drop that you can just put into play off Vestige. So it's nice to have more 4-drops because sometimes you want to curve the Fortune into Vestige, and you need a 4-drop to put into play that turn, you know? I don't know what to think of this hand. It's kind of a weird one, huh? I feel like I shouldn't keep this against Dimir. Okay, I have 2 people in chat that say Sneep, which means it's an instant mulligan. Okay, better hand. As soon as I see people in chat saying Sneep, I know immediately that I should mulligan that hand. The thing is, you can't really cut the splash portal because the portal just gives you like your quote unquote nut draws, right? Where it's like turn 3 you want to be able to go Riddler and Portal, and those I think are the best draws that this deck has. So I don't really want to cut the I don't think you ever want to cut the let me keep this. I don't think you ever want to cut the portals, basically is what I'm saying. I don't think the list... Pretty sure the list that was on MTGEOE did not have Nowhere to Run, but I also don't want to find out, so I'll take 3. Hit him with the Rizzler. The Rizzler. I would guess the blink cards are, or the warp cards are probably good in the modern blink decks. I'm not sure that you necessarily want to be playing like Riddler in Esper, like splashing Riddler in the black-white decks, but maybe you do. The card is very powerful. They're flooding and pissing. Okay. Now we just stalker the Riddler. Draw. Draw. Do 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 do. You want to create a white weenie deck similar to the one I posted some time ago for your LGS. What sideboard would you recommend? Ganga, thank you for the Prime sub. I'm not sure, like, exactly. I don't really have a specific sideboard in mind made for you, but I mean, some things to consider would be like Rest in Peace, Exercise, Elspeth, Smite. Just like generically good white sideboard cards kind of thing. But I guess I don't have like a specific full sideboard in mind, you know? But something along those lines would be about right where I'd want to be. No more lies. Yeah, I could play some Elspeths in the sideboard. Again, like Rest in Peace, Smite, Exercise. Those are like the three big ones. What is their hand? I don't know. 4 bricks, I guess. 4 stone cold bricks. Split Up is, oh yeah, that's a good shout out. Split Up is insane in that mono white deck because you have the spaceship. Split Up is really good with the spaceship, yeah. That's a good call. I mean, opponent, you gotta have something over there, buddy. You gotta show me something. You're Tishana-ing my Tidebinder, huh? Should I get lost to Flood Pit Strouder? I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do it. Because I still have Smite available. I really don't want to lose this Rizzler. We gotta keep the Riz around. Why not Tidebinder? Because then they just shuffle away my Riddler. Well, that's big for me. That worked out pretty well, I would say. That happened to work out very, very well for me. I always forget about that. True. Oh wait, Beza's gonna draw 2 now? Jesus Christ. Dude, the Riddler is so good. Okay, Beza's drawing none. I repeat, Beza's drawing 0. We'll draw 2 again next turn, buddy. They can't even Tidebinder the Riddler because it's not a triggered ability. It's just a replacement effect of drawing cards. That's nice. Why Virtue of Loyalty? Virtue is just a good card. It's a card you can play early on, right? Like as a 2-mana 2/2. Okay, well we answered the question of what the hell they had in their hand. That does make a lot of sense. It's just it's a 2-mana 2/2 that you can cast early on and later on in the game, it's just good. Okay. Dude, just stop it. I drew 6 cards off the Riddler that game, by the way. If you've watched the stream for the past 2 hours and you were not convinced on the Riddler yet, I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you. The Riddler is the truth. Seam Rip, actual best card in Standard. Seam Rip is like the glue that holds everything together, you know? Anything. Need a Rizzler with full bore. Isn't that the Temu Monstrous Rage? Dude, I can't play the Fabled Passage this turn. They played so many fucking Tishana's Tidebinder last game.
There's no way I can play the Passage this turn. I can't. I just can't do it. I will play the Rizzler, though. The Rizzler. Aw. What are the odds? What are the odds that they have Enduring Curiosity in hand? I'm getting some pretty strong Curiosity vibes over there. All right, I'm just gonna do this. I don't want to attack this turn. Can they Tidebinder to keep your Fortune creature in exile? Whenever it attacks while saddled at end of combat, exile it and up to one creature that saddled it. No, it's all one ability. The exiling and returning is all the same abilities. They can't. It's not two separate triggers. So if they stifle the Fortune ability, it just won't exile, basically. Yeah, I'm just gonna pass. I'm too scared of the cat. Some would say maybe I am a scaredy cat. Scared of cat. Yep. I did in fact respect the cat that turn. I really don't want to do this, but I think I have to. It feels so bad, man. Dude, Curiosity is so fucked up. It's like Ragavan. You get hit a single time by it, and you're just dead on the spot. You know, just instantaneously dead. I mean, that's not bad, but realistically, is that even close to good enough? I mean, this is the real answer, right? Kill their flyer, and then just go block, block, block. Your turn! Dimir players don't want you to know this one trick, passing. What do you mean? If you pass the turn against the Dimir player who's holding up 4 mana, they just cast Curiosity and beat the crap out of you anyways. If they, like, passing doesn't accomplish anything, you know? Okay, only one draw is okay. I could beat one draw, I think. Easy win, I guess.